Welcome to another Sweet Talk with Suite Life SoCal. We are so excited. I am your host, Angela Jackson. I am the managing editor of Suite Life SoCal, and we have our amazing publisher, as you guys know, Miss Sarah Harris, making it all happen behind the scenes for us today. I am excited about our guest today. She is a homegrown Southern California girl, originally from San Diego, but biplan of Los Angeles for many years, and now she's all over the world. We are super excited to have Miss Michelle Johnson, or AKA MJ. She's going to be talking to us about her wonderful business and her journey with that. But we're catching back up with Michelle because we actually did a article on her before, and we wanted to catch up with some of our entrepreneurs that have really done some amazing things since the last time we talked a few years ago. So without further ado, Michelle Johnson.
Hey there, Angela.
Hey, how are you?
I am phenomenal. Absolutely
Phenomenal.
phenomenal.
Well,
So
you
glad
look
to be with
amazing.
you.
Look
Thank you.
amazing. And
Thank
and
you.
I know about some of this what makes you phenomenal, but let's talk to the people and let them know about your business. Tell us more about your business and what you do.
Sure. So I've been in business for about 12 years now. It started off as a game night company, purely entertainment, and evolved into event planning and event production, live and virtual events. And so I offer a full suite of services along with my business partner and some very, very talented independent contractors. And we service and have serviced everyone from, through the pandemic, especially, funerals and birthday parties and small intimate events to large scale corporate award shows, fundraisers, political events,
Mm.
university homecomings, et cetera, et cetera. So a full suite of business in multimedia and AV production.
So, wow. What the first interview that we did on you, we were talking about how, your business was coming, from, just really we were focused more on the play, right? And all of that, and you moving this business and growing it. But then the pandemic happened. So talk to us about how that affected your business.
Yeah, so I have always worked. I had a job, and I did this thing that is, my entrepreneurial spirit on the side. So it was always a part-time thing, and the pandemic really pushed me into full time. Obviously, we're not at work in a lot of ways, and the timing was right for us to pivot what was a live experience into a virtual experience because everybody is stuck at home and they were going crazy, and so we became that outlet for them to, enjoy. We began, Taco Tuesdays, and we're
Mm,
going into club environments, and there's nobody in there. And we bring in 8 DJs, and we have DJs going, and my guy is on the mic emceeing, and we're
nice.
throwing Zoom parties. So that's how it began to pivot.
Nice.
And it just built from there.
It's like you became that link for what people were missing, that social gathering, that, and then so you became the link. And
Exactly. Yeah.
I know a little bit about you, so I know that your tech savviness was really came in handy for you, you know, with COVID. How do you, what would you say to business owners about the whole tech part of business?
You know what? I would say don't be afraid of it.
Hmm.
A lot of us, and even through the pandemic, I can't tell you how many times I heard people say, I don't want to touch it. They would rather sit and do nothing
Mm,
than risk failure
mm,
in doing something different. And so, and I mean, I'm a witness. There was a lot of really bad Zooms that people did. There was a lot of really chaotic events that
yes.
were put on. But I admire their desire to still push through and to make it happen. And we were able to say, look, let us help you to not have that, you need to bring 600 family members together for a family reunion all across the country. Let us help you do it.
Right.
So that I'd say was a great thing for us, is just kind of leaning in. Sis, we didn't lean back, we leaned in.
Right. All the way in. And then
All the way in.
you're also were running and still are the president of the UCLA Black Alumni. And
Yeah.
that was huge having you there. But how did you do both? How were you and UCLA Black Alumni didn't stop being active. How did you
Right.
manage to build your business to full time? I remember you had said in your last interview you had brought on some partners. So how were you doing that? Because that was new. And building your business. How did you do that?
You know what? It was, I can only say it was divine timing, because what UBAA needed, I was able to provide. So it wasn't a drag on my resource or on my bandwidth. It actually helped to add to my resume. So helping to put on COVID workshops, putting on, the Winston W. Legacy Scholarship, that sort of thing was just, another feather in my professional cap, to hosting Angela Davis and Common and KRS-One and live events. So it was good timing. And I think I was the right one to lead, to get us through that period, so that our membership was able to stay connected. We were still able to deliver programming and still able to fundraise, which was important for us as an organization.
And just when you were speaking, I just got goosebumps. It's like you keep saying, the timing. And when it's like what they say, when preparation meets your purpose, right?
Yes.
And all those things that you have been doing for years, it just came together at the right time.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And you know what? And let me say this, Angela, because we're in a world that feels as though things are supposed to happen in a year or two. And if it doesn't happen just that quick, it must not be for me. My world in this graphic virtual production space started really in high school. Right. I was like the campaign manager for my best friends when they were running for homecoming and things like that. And I was the one making the posters. So my life started a long time ago. You really just, if you can stay tuned into what your passion is and keep at it. I remember someone told me years ago, they said it takes about 10 years to become an expert in your field. And once you do that, that's when everything opens up. I've been with my business for 12 years now. I've been in project management and in event planning for 10 years. So give it time.
Yes.
And stay focused and really key into what it is that you're passionate about, because it will make the time go by quickly.
Right.
Staying true to yourself.
I love that. And also, I'm always reminded, when people affirm this truth that is talked about even in the Bible, and it says your gifts will make room for themselves. And
they will make room, and God will set a table that nobody that you never even dreamed he could set. Because I can tell you the places that he has taken me, I didn't sit down, I didn't do affirmations or manifestations and say, God, give this to me. He just laid it in front of me. And here's the thing, because I'm not special, he gives it to all of us. You have to be willing to step out and not have fear.
Yes.
To take that step. You have to be fearless.
And that's huge, because and that's something that I've even dealt with in the time, stepping out and then stepping back and stepping out. It's like either you're going to do this or you're not. You know what I'm saying? And even like you said, you can do it while still, holding down your bills that you got to pay. You got to pay your bills. You can do it, but do it. Always be doing that thing that you love, right? That purpose.
Absolutely.
So and you are a true testament to that. What about your parents? Did you see this in them, or is this something that was just uniquely just you, the business?
You know what? My dad was a carpenter, and he didn't necessarily work for other people. But my mom stayed at home. So I think really what I got from my parents and from God is a lack of a fear bone. So I literally have no fear of anything. And then my parents really made me feel like I can do anything. My dad was like, my biggest cheerleader all of my life. Whatever I said I wanted to do, he said, you got it, you can do it, go, go, go. So that is what I got from them. And I would say, if there's anything that I leave to my children, I
Mm-hmm.
hope it's that belief that you can be whatever. It sounds so corny, but you really can be whatever you want to
Yes.
be. It does not have to be, and I'm not knocking being working for
Mm-hmm.
someone else, but if you believe that you can create that income for yourself, if you believe you can create that future for yourself, you absolutely can. You
Right.
absolutely can.
Now, what about this? You spoke about children, so I'm always thinking about legacy and what that looks like for people. Do you expect for your kids to like follow along and do your business or like be a part of your business, or how does that look for you as a business owner?
Yeah, so I will say definitely throughout COVID, my youngest
Mm-hmm.
has been side by side with me. She has been an associate producer. She's been my helper and go to. I think I've driven her crazy at times, you know, requiring her to help me in the business.
Right.
But if she wanted to take it on, I definitely have been priming her to be able to do that sort of thing. So definitely in that sense. But I love the idea, even like say for my oldest, she just graduated with her degree in accounting. I would love for her to do the accounting for the business.
Right.
I will find room for whatever they want to do, as long as they're gaining and they feel as though they're it's fulfilling to them. I'm not here to make you take over a business that you absolutely wouldn't
Right.
want to do with your life. Yeah, that's not the point.
Right, right. No, that's good stuff. Because
Yeah,
sometimes people feel that way, like, well, I gotta groom somebody to take it over as a child. But what if, like you said, it's not their part of their vision or their purpose, and they're just not feeling it,
if
you
that's not
know?
what God called them for. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Yeah,
wonderful.
yeah.
So what are the plans for, the business for Let's Play, um, for 2024? What are we looking at? Like, are there events coming up that we should know about?
Well, so I will kind of segue this, and I'm going
Mm,
to say this piece that
mhm.
um, entrepreneurship for me has been a journey. At times, it has moved parallel with me
Mhm.
working for someone else. At times, it's been all that I did, and it's been my source of income. The time that I have invested actually presented an opportunity for me where God sent somebody I wasn't even looking for
Mm,
a job,
mhm.
sent someone, and now I am doing what I absolutely love to do and have been at work doing for all these years on a global stage.
Wow.
And I didn't
Wow.
even look for this job. So,
Wow.
and I know that it was God who, for that same reason, I know that that was God, because I did not go looking for that. He laid
Mhm.
that table out. And so Let's Play is still there. Obviously, I still have some very devoted clients, and I'm still open for business, but I'm also realizing that I'm in a new chapter. I'm in an entirely new state on an entirely different coast.
Mm,
And so I want to give this, all of my energy, to make sure that I'm successful in it. And I'm finding that all of the work that I did in LP is
mm.
kind of moving its way into this business, and it blows my mind. Something just happened today, and I'm just like, God,
Wow.
look at God.
Right. And I can imagine that, you know, when your time frees up again, that what you're doing now will have taken you to a whole nother level to do that on another level.
Absolutely.
And I know how God does it. So I see that.
Absolutely.
I see
Absolutely.
that.
Yeah.
Wow, that is so absolutely amazing. It's amazing. So what about your business partners? Are they putting on some stuff, and they're saying, "Hey, Michelle's taking us to another level here, but we got this going on."
For sure. Well, so what I will say is, as I said, as the business has grown, our roles have, decreased or increased based
Mhm.
on availability, just based on growth.
Mhm.
And some folks have become independent contractors. My business partner, Rock, has always had his other promotional life. And
Mhm.
so he still does his thing when I need him for something that is entertainment based or voiceover or something like that. We come together and do, make magic happen together. But everybody has their own lane. And I think
Mhm.
that's been the beautiful thing about LP is that we've taken the best of people in the thing that they do well and brought them and put them in front and gave them a stage. If our line
Amen.
dance instructor, she is phenomenal. Adrian is great. We brought her in. We bring in a DJ LaRose from Las Vegas or DJ Bad Boy from the Inland Empire, and everybody has their own thing. And it's been
Mhm.
a wonderful thing for me. I think, Angela, is the special thing is that this has been an African American. This is all us. I have
Nothing wrong
loved
with that.
employing our people and, you
Yes.
know, giving them the stage to do what they do best, and nobody does it like we do it. So,
Mhm.
so that has been hugely rewarding in all this process, and I will continue to do that at every chance that I get. And that goes for even the things we were talking about earlier, whether it's roots and vines or whatever.
Mhm.
I'm looking for opportunities to put our folks on.
I love it. And on a worldwide stage, I love it. I just love it. Well,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, your gifts have made room for themselves. I've watched
Thank
it over
God.
the years with you. I've watched your tenacity and your consistency in areas, and I've watched it pay off. I'm going to continue to watch it. Sweet Life is going to continue to watch it, and we'll be here to share in the joy of it all. And if we can be a part of anything you're doing, hey, Sweet Life is here.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I appreciate you guys so much just for, I mean, it's humbling to even be called upon to share this story. But you guys have been awesome. And there's an article right there. You guys have been
Yes.
a wonderful support. And Angela, we go way, way back, sis, in
Yes.
all things. So I love and appreciate you. And thanks to Sarah and Sweet Life for the opportunity.
Yeah, no, we're happy to have you. We we love your story because you're homegrown. You're a Southern California girl, you know what I
Yep.
mean? And you have done it big, you know, with not just things that make money, but in giving back to community, which is huge for me. And you are a wonderful example of the entrepreneurial independent spirit. You are that, so I'm really glad when you're able to interview, with our writer. And I was so glad you were able to be here on Sweet Talk.
Thank
So
you so much. Thank you.
yes. So let me just make sure I got everything. Oh, I wanted to talk about this because I think that you touched upon it,
Yes.
but I want to ask very specifically about, because a lot of business people don't really understand this, but because they're used to doing things on their own. But how important, before we go, how important is it to you to have a team? You know.
Wow. That I'm so glad you brought that up. I think one of the main things that will cause a business to fail is trying to do everything yourself.
Hmm.
As an entrepreneur or a sole proprietor, sole is the heavy word in that title. And we can find ourselves doing all the marketing, doing all the social media, doing all the invoices, doing all the emails, doing all the
Hmm.
calls, doing all the business operations, and it will wear you down.
Yeah, I was
So
wore out just hearing you say that.
I'm saying, just reading off that list. So when you can find people who are great at something, absolutely pull them in. And let me say this because I posted about it before. Pay people.
Yes.
Pay people
Yes.
for their value. That is something that we have always been proud of as a company, is that our independent contractors are valued. And if
Yes.
you value people, they will give you their all. So absolutely bring in, don't be afraid to get the team. You don't need all the shine. This is
Hmm.
not, if you're in business
Hmm.
for the shine, you're in the wrong business.
Right.
You need to be in it just for the work, for the love and the passion of it, and all those other things will come. I didn't do this and say, "Oh, one day I want to be on Sweet Life magazine," or this is just fruit
Right.
from labor. So yeah,
Yes. Yes. No, I can say for sure. That's what I have noticed and observed. I can say that is very true. I I love what you had to share because we also have sometimes a hard time paying our own people. You know what I mean? Like we have been taught to just disregard our value on such a level that sometimes we don't even want to pay our own people. We feel like we should be getting it for less than, you know what I mean? Or, like there's always got to be a deal for us to do it with someone that's black. And that has hurt us, So like you said, pay people for what they're worth, pay them for their value. That's
absolutely.
really, really huge, especially as entrepreneurs. I know we're growing, it's tight, but pay people what they're worth. So
Mhm.
important. Man,
Absolutely.
that's one for the books right there for sure. I know we all have our own stories about how people have tried to dwindle down, what we're bringing in.
Listen, listen, and I will say also that if you're focused on money like that, it will close your heart and your mind off to doing the work that
Mhm.
really is sowing into the kingdom. So
Yes.
there's a portion of my work where I charge, this is what I charge, but then there's a portion of my work that's purely nonprofit that I
Mhm.
do and have done for years at
Yes.
no cost, because
Yes.
I know that the value will outlast my life
Yes.
of what I'm doing. So think long and hard before you get so caught up on the nickels and the dimes
Mhm.
work that you're doing.
Mm. And I like it kind of goes what you were saying before, like being like that allows you to remain open to the work. And then you're open to whatever God is going to bring, for that table to be set up and laid out, like you were talking about.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Man, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful meet. Well, I hope people hold on to these gems that you shared. And I hope that I'm serious, especially if they're entrepreneurs or want to be entrepreneurs, because you dropped some gems on us today. So thank you so much for that.
Thank
Was there
you.
anything else you wanted to share with us before you go?
Oh, goodness. No, I mean, I feel like there's so much we could talk for hours. I mean, I love talking about entrepreneurial life. What I would say is two things is don't be afraid to start small. You know what I'm saying? I used to sell buttons at a
Mm.
swap meet. I used to make t-shirts in my backyard.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be afraid to do those things and put in that sweat equity. And again, you have to be fearless. You cannot get through entrepreneurial life always worried about the next step, the
Mm-hmm.
next dollar. Sometimes you just got to leap, baby. Go.
Elite, baby. Yes,
Yeah,
yes, I love it.
but that's
By
it.
all means,
Thank
leap.
you
Yes.
so much.
Thank you so much, Michelle, for joining us here on Sweet Talk. This
Absolutely.
has been another Sweet Talk with your host for this issue, Angela Jackson. And we want to always give a big ups and props to our publisher, Sarah Harris. Thank you, Sarah, for running this thing.
Thank you,
I
Sarah.
appreciate that. And thank you, Michelle Johnson, for being our wonderful guest. MJ, Michelle
Thank
Johnson.
you.
No other like her, y'all. When she throws the next party or event, make sure you're in town, if you're around, that you're there, because
Come
you're
through.
going to have a great time. And it will be done in excellence. I give you that.
Thank
Until
you.
next time, y'all.
All
Sweet
right.
talk.